Okay. Hi.
Is it better?
Hi there. Welcome. Close that right now. I don't know, but I'm going to start the class. Thanks for being patient, everyone. Let's see, Catherine's not in yet. Recording. This is not full screen view, but okay. View, full screen view. Okay, all right. Thanks for waiting. I didn't get everybody in. I'm afraid to leave the screen. Okay. Hope for the best. I hope everybody's in. Jeez. Aine, you joined us. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. All right. So you are joining. Okay, good. That's good to know. All right. Woo! I need a clock. We will start in 10 seconds, thank God. I hope we're all here. Okay. Catherine, okay, Catherine, please scroll her work. Yes, okay. Anybody else yelling at me right now? Okay. Okay. Thank you for waiting. Let's start. Whoever got into the class, I'm so grateful you made it. I'm sorry to everybody else who didn't get in. I'll leave this phone here. Woo! -8. Everything is frozen, especially me. Let's get hot. Slow flow begin. I hope everybody's in. I'll keep my iPhone on in case I can receive some chats from any requests. Hope for the best. Okay. Let's take a comfortable seat. Let's take a prayer position. Let's bow in. Still to join imminent. I don't know what that means, but Catherine, are you in?
Yeah, it's just Dakey's about to join. She's just trying to get the link, so she'll be in the waiting room soon.
Oh, thank you. Then I understand. Imminent. I didn't go to school. Sorry. Imminent is coming. Okay. All right. Whoa, I got pretty frazzled there. I don't know if you heard me screaming. All the bad words. The history of swear words. Inhale. Inhale. Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Tongue up, breathe deep through your nose. A few breaths together. Tongue is lightly pressed with little effort behind the upper teeth, just the front of the roof of the mouth, wherever the tongue lands. And feel the throat muscles activate as we breathe equal breaths in and out, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all right, welcome Masai, standing by for Deiki. Aho. Namaste. Thank you, I needed that. Let's stretch out our legs, and reach for the feet, and pull deeply as we walk our hips side to side, sit bones back, back of legs long, activate the back chain, then wrap your toes because it's good for you. Bring your feet together. Set up professional audio and audio settings. I don't even want to fuck with that. So I'm going to leave it. As long as we can have the class. Almost didn't happen. Have you ever had your scroller physically freeze? My computer physically froze. I couldn't function it. And yeah, and stretch forward. And twist deep as you please. Please. Whew. And other side. Yeah. One arm straight as you press and lean into it by shifting your heart bone slightly forwards to max out the groin, hip, and lumbar lower back. Beautiful. Let's take the backs of the hands with fingers spread onto the thigh and push down. Check the wrists. All right. Let's cross the ankle and extend the leg. Bent knees, okay. Holding shins, okay. Holding thighs, okay. Holding space, okay. Beautiful. We'll cross the opposite ankle, give a squeeze to the inner knees. Great. Let's rock the spine a couple of times. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And next time we come forward, let's try to balance up a little. Try to balance up a little. Right? And then we'll go back and try to push the ground. Slap the mat and kick the legs over the head. Neck straight, nose to the air. Inhale, rock up and balance. please. Come on up, sit up, balance up. One more to go. Act like you know. Ooh. Take it back. Yes, and come up. Beautiful. Slow flow, nice and slow. Come on up. Whenever. And then from here, we're going to hold until it burns. Right? Protect the back, cross the ankle, and kneel up. Or, press up if you want. I'm just going to kneel up myself. I'm going to cross the toe, not the ankle, cross the feet. So we can sit on the sit bones, onto the heels. In Seiza pose, kneeling meditation. All right? And we cross the toes, not the ankles, right? So our inner heels can squeeze together with our toes crossed. When we come up and back, feel the thigh burn a little bit. Start to heat up the core from the inner thigh up through the pelvic floor into the abdominal core. Later, arms, elbows pulling back. We'll turn on the ribs. I hope I can't see everyone on this view. I'm not going to touch the screen anymore. I think this is the best we can do today. We'll push the thigh, the top of the thigh up at the pelvis. So we can push the shoulders back and go long in the lumbar. And then we'll inhale back again and up and back. Ooh, burning thigh. Burning quads. Ooh. Switch on the legs. Yes. Great. Let's push the thigh again, shall we? Ooh. Top of the, yes. Yes. One more, please. If you please, we'll come up and burn back a little. Shoulder blades together, retract the scapulae. Shoulder blades kiss the spine, activate ribs, stabilize spine, and protect the lumbar by closing the upper spine with the shoulder blades. Ooh. And this time, we're going to flex the toe, feet close together, and sit on the heels. Yeah, just, kneeling squat. It's going to burn the toes, so heat up the toes a little. This time we're going to inhale, hug in. Can you see me? Do I need to get closer? Inhale, hug in. All right, and exhale, we're sitting down on the heels. Push it out, down. Right? Yeah, so the thumb's on the index if you want to know, but thumb's on top, above the fingernail, and the other finger pads touch the hand. And that's very strong. Palms down. Fingertips touch the hand, the palm, and right? Inhale, pull in, back, lock at the top. That means hold your breath in, chin bone to chest bone, like that with a huggy. And then exhale, push it out, push it down. So we're trying to find that's a very tight shirt. We're trying to find the upper core, the side body. So here's the nude version. Let me get my t-shirt. Inhale, hold, hug, lock, squeeze inside a little bit. Don't care. It's fine, whatever. And then push it down. We're getting in here. Up chest and rib, upper side body. Push it out. Get those lats. Okay, one more time. Inhale. We're going to hold the breath. Toes are flexed. We're sitting on the heel. Next round in. Sitting down on the flexed toes. Right. Lock. Yeah, toes flexed. Hugging. Locking. And pressing. Good. So we're not hammering. We're pushing the palms, like we're pushing the energy down to activate the upper strength. Beautiful. Good job, guys. All right, now I'm going to do a little mudra work. So I know my camera sucks, but I don't want to show the hands right now. So I'm going to sacrifice everything else. Turn the hands back. Let me check my phone while we do this. Anybody else trying to get in? All right, Mosh is in. Okay, so we're good. Hands are backwards now on the floor, guys. Inverted Viparita Hasta, inverted palms. Good job. Bend the elbows slightly, please. These are my different camera angles. I just moved my body. And then we'll flex up. Whoa, tough. Tough. Flex up, tough. Super tough. Only me stand down. You stay there, probably. Stand down is very deep. You don't have to stand down. You can just stay kneeling and flex. This is deep. I do. You can relax. Good job. Oh, nice. All right, let's come down. Let's come onto the backs of the hands. Middle finger towards the middle. Towards each other. Yes. Tough. Flex your toes maybe. Push your hips back towards your heels. Take the pressure off the wrists. Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah. And then let's roll in. Look, we're going to flex the spine. Squeeze inside. Squeeze inside what? Squeeze your inner thighs together. Drop the tail. Sit bones conjoin. Navel draws up. Spine flexes. And of course, shoulder joints long and strong on the wrists. Sit back toward the heels and take the pressure back off of the wrist. Catherine, please make a little more narrow. Wrist, shoulder distance apart. A little more closer together. Yeah, you want your middle fingers to almost touch each other. Yes, and then pull apart. But look how I lock, guys. Pull apart, but then the bones stop. Pull apart and then hug in. Elbows hug in as you pull the wrists apart. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Then, guys, last detail, as you pull apart and hug in, shoulder blades drop into the ribs. Yes, boom. Then squeeze inner thigh and drop the tail, flex the spine. Same stuff. And only me stand down properly. And come on down. Last one. Let's make the little jellyfish. The little jellyfish. Let's release let's tone the nerves. Little jellyfish, release the wrist, tension, and grip the earth. Grip the earth. Good. Get that little jellyfish coming down to the seafloor. Slower, deeper, better. Make the wrist feel good. And grip the earth. Thumbs towards the middle and grip in. Fingers spread. Thumbs to middle, grip in. Good, guys. Then we're going to hug the elbows in. Very strong grip. And then, always same. 1, elbows hug in. 2, shoulder blades down to the ribs. 3, you know what to do. Squeeze your inner thigh, inner seat. Flex the spine. Long shoulder joints. Shoulder blades wrap around the ribs to the side body. Beautiful. Probably wait here. Don't have to stand down. I'll do that for you. I needed to release some of my innate animal aggression. That's part of our earth body. You know, we are mammals, right? Yeah, don't forget. We have the ability to kill, but because we have a star mind, we focus on how to heal. That's what makes us yogis. That's why we're so cool. We're cool, good people. And then the hands come down. Yay! Part of the same tribe. The fingers spread out, the index finger goes forward. Fingers spread out, index finger goes forward. Maybe, just to base the inner palm, the inner wrist. Not too narrow, not too wide. Wrists under the shoulder. Or if your shoulder feels pain or not strong yet, turn your thumbs forward on the edge of the mat with your fingers off the mat. Why? So you can have a wider press and work more bicep, work more pec. Counter all the chaturangas. Go off. Well, that's a little bit strong, but super wide. Yeah, work your chest. Work your side body. You don't always have to hug in and work your traps and your triceps. Working the back only is not great. Good job, guys. Wide presses are wonderful. Get that strong front body. Beauty. That's where the core is anyway, right? So then we push back to down dog. I hope you're not wearing socks like me. Whoa! I'm gonna have to take my socks off. I love these socks. Oh, some merino echo wool dandies. So now we're walking the dog. Who goes topless in -8? I don't know. Ooh, Scorpio up. Where's my image? You can't see me. I'm gonna go tall, so I'm gonna have to back up. Messiah, did Messiah get in? Everybody in? All right, I hope so. Daiki, since they can't figure it out, she's working on it. All right, guys, here we go. Keep going. Scorpio tail. Ooh. Lunge forward, please. Good step forward. Good. Did Caroline get in? Is it just because I can't see everybody on the screen option? Okay, good. Back heel down. We're going for warrior. You know where we're going. We're going up into the roll up. The shield up. The elbows in. Boy, I'm going to have to go really far away. Elbows into the navel. What? Like a Mayurasana. You know, like a ooh. Elbows into the navel, but gentle. I just exemplify so that you can really twist your shoulder blades forward and back alternately. Yeah. Do you want a short squat style stance? Sure. That's for your core. Short stance, strong core. Do you want a longer stance? Yeah, but that's for your back bend. Long stance, long stretch. Yeah, beautiful. Long stance, long stretch. So if I step long, you know, like warrior one, wide enough stance so the pelvis can, inner thigh, squeeze the pelvis forward, lock the bandha, right? Elbows in, we pull up, elbows stay together, big shield. Geez, how far back do I have to go? Back in the cold zone, big shield. And strong core, we step the back foot back in a little bit, guys. What did I just do? Took a shorter stance, a wide, short stance, like a fighter. It's combat. It's just strength. And we're working. Warrior flow. Now keep your elbows bent if you want to strike a little bit. Keep the bicep active. Protect the elbows a little bit. Elbow stays bent. Good. Just a little twitch fiber. Just a little fun. Elbows stay bent, nice and safe. Little jabs. No long extension. Very bent elbow. Good. Just make your muscles fire up. Beauty. Good. Okay, enough. Beautiful. Let's go back to the yoga. Art of yoga. Big warrior one, as you'd like to do it, whatever. Oh, gazing on the thumb. Protect the neck by looking at your thumbs. Oh, yeah. Keep your eye on the prize. Thumbs up. Choosing life. We drop back into the core. We're going to go to the floor. Yeah, we're going down. And kick straight back for the push-up. So inhale, kick back. No Scorpio. Exhale, press forward. Yeah. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, back. And exhale, down. Here we go. Down we go. The rabbit hole. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How deep does it go? Ooh, all the way to the parallel universe and back down. Yes. All right, let's try the other side. We can open up the Scorpio leg. Open core, long leg. Deep lunge. We hit the floor. We're down. We're down in the lunge. Beautiful. We get the back heel down. Right, we're going to warrior up a little bit, right? So here we go. Pull it in. Elbows in. Alternate shoulder blades forward and back, real simple. Elbows into the navel down here. Work around your lovely chest. Try to get to your ribs and navel a little bit. Ooh. 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 And a little twitch fiber. Ooh. Elbows stay bent. Ooh. Elbow stays bent. Just stop. As my Kung Fu master taught me, stop is the power of go. Control activates the flow. right? A little bit of resistance. Good. Good. Control. Good. Good. Looking good, guys, from what I can see. Beauty. Good. Get a little hot. Beautiful. Then we'll shield up. We'll take our warrior pose that we know. A little bit longer stance for the long back bend, the long tail. Pull back into the core. Step the back. Bring the elbows back down into the navel. Take the shorter stance. Literally like you're going to squat. Like it's just a short stance. It's really easy. Yeah, different than warrior 1. This is warrior 5 in my system, but this is core warrior. Right? And then we come down to the ground. I'm going pretty freestyle as usual, but now we're going to kick back for the straight push-up. No scorpio tail. But inhale, kick back. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, down we go. Ooh, beautiful. Inhale, push up. Looking good. I don't have revolve. I can't see the other students, but I'm sure we're fine. So exhale, back. And hold your downward dog. I'll come give you an adjustment. Yeah, ooh, I'm pushing your sacrum. Can you feel that? Go into it. Ooh. Just wait till I get my hands on you one day. I will fine tune all that nonsense. Give you a massage in the pose. It's a whole different thing. Beautiful. Let's go virtual. Let's slide up to stand. Full vinyasa. I'm on my toenails like a ballerina. I'm sliding forward on my toenails. Can I just kneel down? Sure. I don't have to work that hard. Can I just stay low? Sure. Can I go high? Yes. Whatever you want to do. But eventually jump to stand, right? From, come up. Ooh. Inhale, jump. Or step. Yes. Good. Exhale, stretch your way. Go deep. Go deep into your stretch, however you want to do it. Just make sure to exhale, lift your kneecaps and deepen your hips. Protect your back. And then roll up slow. If you feel a little, if your back's talking to you, just bend your knees. Roll up. After we roll up several times, then we can extend up. Both ways are correct. One is the preparation, that's all. Rolling up. What's the breath direction? Well, we might exhale, flex, and inhale, extend, as usual, right? We might flex, and in, extend. Flex, yes. In, extend. Then later, when we're warmed up, we're coming from the hips, like this, the opposite complement, the build up. From the deep hip, if you lift your chest bone first, no roll, full extension, right? Shoulder blades back, classical deep hip, strong legs, chest bone first, heart leads the way, full back bend from the beginning to the end. Yes, that's another way, once we're warmed up. And then we do a little modern dance drill, a little warm up, which is, I can't show you my head and my feet, but my feet are wide. And I'm just going to turn to the side. I'm going to push my hip out the other way. Ooh. I'm shifting side to side. I turn to one side. I push the hip the other way. Ooh. So I'm shifting my hip side to side. I turn to one side. Just push that hip back. Ooh, get in that hip. Push that hip the other way. Yeah, I come up. I turn. I push that hip back the other way. But if my knees hurt, my ACL, my outer knee cruciate ligament, I'm gonna squat now. Now we're wide stance, sexy hips, start to open the hips and start to twist and squat. Right, we come up from the heart bone, lead with the heart, turn, squat, reach kind of for the floor, push the hip back, kick through that back heel, help yourself up, inhale, heart bone high, turning, twisting, squatting, descending. Exhale, Inhale, rolling up into an extension at the center, up here, and then turning, basic modern dance, right? Inhale, roll up. Took some Alvin Ailey classes in Harlem, and they were doing the beautiful warm-ups, right? They had some Graham influence or whatever. It was also so nice. Ooh. And rolling up. I just add stuff along the way, right? We all do it. Okay, good. Then we go more into some classical Bakasana. So we go into squat, wide stance. Sorry, I can't see my feet, but I'm just knees over ankles. I'm in a squat. I'm on the floor. Yeah, super wide as the mat, whatever. Prayer down, heart high. Lead with the heart, right? Lean the hand to the floor or just into the leg, like you're setting up a deep crow. Your upper tricep strike into the shin. You're pushing the thigh out. Maybe try the other side. Set up the high heart, the low wrist between the elbows, the pushing hands, and then lean to the hand to the floor, or just press the leg and push the thigh. Yeah. Oh, check the neck. Beauty. Go back to prayer, please. Push the wrist down, push the chest up. Go back to the first, whatever side. Again, and this time you can draw the bow like an archer. Thumbs up, upper arm on the shin, like half a crow twist in a squat, and like a malasana. You can do like a little garland, like a little rosary. Padahastas, bind the hands a little bit maybe. Just clasping my fingers. Some people go deeper for the wrist. I'm not doing that in this weather right now, whatever. And then go to the other side. We set up the prayer. Lengthen the lumbar by pressing the heart high. We lean to the other side. Maybe you draw the bow, the thumbs up. Means shoulder joints rotate out. Means heart collar spread. Heart bone goes up. Spine lengthens. Confidence, courage, heart, right? And then go for the crown of the heart, the heart wisdom, the empathy, the feeling. We're catching, getting that anahata chakra, get that full shakti, the full energy, right? From the kind heart, the smart heart. The smart heart activates the kind mind. They call it Zen or Buddhism or yoga or good people or whatever, balance, right? So then the elbows go towards the floor. Why? Why am I pushing my elbows towards the floor? Because the lower the shoulder, the higher the hip. So lower the shoulder, the higher the hip. So if I get real low, right, I push the arm into the leg, right, super wide, not like Ashtanga, not this opposite. This low crow. I'm not digging my knee and my arm nerves. I'm dropping onto the shin, way downstairs. So then when we push the earth, everybody, the heels come up, hands down, heels up. Then we start to lift the hips. Hey, yes. And then you lean on your hands, fingers spread, index forward, hands slightly turned out, base your thumbs. There you go. Index forward. Fingers spread, bring your feet together, feet on the floor, okay, but heels up, feet together. Inner heels together is the key. Inner heels squeezing together is the key to getting your inner sit bones together. Feel the inner line, gorgeous. Before you try to bend your knees to get your feet off the floor, the next real technical step is to straighten the arms. So once you're leaning on your hands, it's better to try to straighten the arms, then the knees can bend later. I just tell you. All right, my experience. And then we go back to dog, right? We go back, go back to the dog. Yes. Then now that we're in downward dog together, we lift the heels up and we start to bend the knees a little bit and squat and feel the muscles between the sit bones activating by simply straightening and bending the knees, by simply slowly squatting, trying to feel the muscles between the sit bones activate Then roll forward into tiger pose. Ladies and girls, flex the spine. Flex the spine in a plank. Flex, flex, flex until the pelvis drops. And when the pelvis drops, you can do whatever press you like, and eventually working towards some kind of an up dog cobra, upward heart type of animal. A wolf under the moon. Woo! Woo! And we go back down to the dog. Yeah, okay. Then we open one of the legs like a Scorpio. I'm going to go for my first leg. And for me, it's the right leg today. But inhale, step forward. Why do I like to use my right foot first? Because when I twist, I want to work my ascending colon. I want to work my detox. So I'm going to twist to the right first to set up my digestion. So I'm stepping right foot first. I'm getting my twist to my right side first. Always a good idea, the way we're designed. And then we can push the sacrum, or we can pull the foot. Oh, long thigh, slow flow. Whatever you want to do. Just a little archer's pose, thumbs up, pushing the sacrum, internally arm bar on your shoulder joint, and then twisting the shoulder blades back, or even catching the foot. Ooh. And then when you're done with that, we'll put the hands down, and I'm going to keep my back heel up. I'm going to keep my back heel up. So I have to work hard in my lunge, right? And I'm going to lace up normally. I'm going to lace down first on the thigh. Just interlace, interlace the finger on the thigh. Back heel is up. You want to kneel down, you can. You stand up, you can. I'm going to lace up. Look up at my thumbs, and then I'm going to drop down into a lunge twist, Parivrtta Parsvakonasana, Anjali Mudra, just pushing twisting against my front leg, drawing the bow, hold here for several breaths. I'll be right back. I'm sure you're done with that. Good job. Thanks for waiting. And now we come down, right? And then we counter pose. Our hands are on the floor on the inside of the foot. And I'm going to turn my back heel in like a warrior two. Just drop my back heel in. Just stay on the inside. Just open up that side body, right? You can extend, go for the ankle if you want to hold the triangle. But I'm not really warmed up in my back leg for that. So I'm going to go back to my inner side lunge, right? Or my arm lock. If I want to do the mudra, I'll come back down to the floor if you want to join me. And then we are going to take this arm inside the leg and do an arm lock. So we go inside the leg and do an arm lock from the inner calf to the outer foot, right? And then we can pull the hips back, lock that shoulder, work that back. Come back to the lunge. Drop the back heel in and go back to your side pose. If you want to see the full view, you can arm lock if you like, or just hold the floor and hold the sky. Hold the earth and sky, or bind body. Okay, good. Then we drop back to the floor. Hands back down to the floor. We pull back the hips and press out. Leg a little bit on the arm, maybe. A little bit. Good. And try to kick out a little, you know. And then open up. In a baby Scorpio. So I drop to my forearm on my kneeling side. And I'm kicking back on the ground. And yeah, if you want to stand down, you can. I'm on one forearm. That's good. And then kick back, push back to dog. Roll forward, press. So when the pelvis drops, the heart lifts. You know, because we're right. Yeah, so we're rolling forward when the pelvis drops after you flex your spine. The chest bone comes up. Yeah. Then the head drops. We roll backwards. We stand down. Take the opposite foot forwards. We ground into a lunge on the floor. Yeah. I know we're gonna lunge up and lace up, but I'm gonna take a quick twist here, my little bit tight side. Now moving to the left side. So work from the transverse, descending colon right to left, improving our digestion. Right? You can press the sacrum and twist back a little bit. And catch the foot. I'm just backtracking to warm up the second side a little bit. We're drawing the bow back, pressing the sacrum, arm barring the inner shoulder joint and the blades back. Yeah. Yes, Aine. You can, thumbs up, and then push the sacrum, twist the shoulder blades, yes, and then you can catch the foot if you or lasso the foot with a towel, or if you want to work that long thigh, long core, yeah, beautiful, right? Then I'm going to switch over to the lunge. The back heel is up, right? So you can start kneeling down, hands down. You can lace the thigh, stand up if you can, or kneel down, it's fine. Then we're gonna lace straight up, gaze on the thumbs. You can kneel down or stand up, and then we'll go into the prayer twist on the front leg. Yes. Now, if your fingers are in line with your shoulder like that, you want to try to push your thumbs from your shoulder to your chest bone. Let the arm against the thigh be your base. Information. The thigh must push equally into the arm. Then you'll feel the release in the sacrum from the hip alignment. So as your arm pushes into your front leg, your front leg pushes back into your arm. So it's an equal force, little isometric alignment. Then the pushing wrist between the elbows would give you the off that upper left rib to activate the upper right thigh. So that's an X core. Inner left ribs, inner right thigh. The back leg comes up. Your upper arm side rib. Activate your back leg by pushing. Then you could draw the bow again if you want. You could also reach for the floor. Whatever you want. As you like, as you please. And then when you're done, we'll drop down to the floor again. Yeah, keep going. Do the pose. Take several breaths. You're trying to follow me, but you're not getting your practice in. Then we're here to wait for you. We're good. Everybody is going at their own pace. You want to hold the pose longer. Don't feel rushed. I'm always waiting in the base pose, and I'm watching you, whoever I can see. I'm waiting, and then when we're all good as a team, then we go to the next thing. Now, when we do go back to the floor, the hands are inside the foot on the floor. We're going to go to a Uttita Parsva. We're going to go to a side angle pose. So the back heel drops in. We're in a side lunge, hands inside the foot. And we just reach up. We're just in a side pose. If that's a bit deep for you, could you put your forearm on your thigh? Sure, whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's your practice. You make it your best expression yourself, of course, right? That's what we're doing. Then some people go for the ankle or whatever, the big toe or the floor, Iyengar, Ashtangi, whatever, Hatha Yogi, physical sun, moon, mind, body integration. Then I'm going to go back to the lunge because I want to do the arm lock option. So first we good, do all that. Then bring your elbow up off the front leg side. Point, shoot, strike the sky, strike the earth. Strike the sky, strike the earth. But all we're really doing is setting up that shoulder to drop behind the shoulder blade behind the calf. So the hand goes through the leg to the outside of the foot. That's the arm lock. Yeah. And then once you have that, you're good. And then once you do your arm lock, then you can pull your hips back and pin that shoulder blade to access the back, ribs and spine, into the lumbar. Beauty. And when we lunge back forwards, we keep the arm lock. And again, the back inner heel drops in, back foot sideways. So you're in a side pose again with an arm lock. It's more stable. It's gorgeous. Pay attention to your upper arm pressing against your inner thigh above your knee. And you've locked into a beautiful symmetry between arm and leg. And slowly extend the front leg a little. Be careful behind the knee and the outer knee. Not totally warmed up for that, so I'm going to drop down. That was nice. You stay there for several breaths, and then eventually we'll drop down, keep the arm lock, and pull the hips back. Beauty. Then if you can manage to get your foot outside your hand, and I'll tell you right now how you do that and how you get your students to do that. If you or your students are still kicking your thumb and you can't get your foot out and you question yourself, why is that happening? Here's why. You've got to get your shoulder blade, as you probably know, behind your calf. That means your elbows are kind of going towards the floor. That's what that whole setup was. But more detail is that from this angle, you can see if I drop my elbows towards the floor, then I have the chance to scoop, hook my shoulder blade behind my calf. Once I do that and pull my hips back, it will press my forearm against my calf and get my heel already off the ground before I come forward. As I come forward, I can just kick over the hand. And now my inner thigh is pressing against the back of my upper arm. And I can do a little strength, I can do a little kick. Some people go into arm balance, as you like. Then I'm going to kick that arm locked leg back, the front leg back. And my kneeling side, guys, my kneeling side elbow drops to the floor, right? My kicking side arm is straight. So I have my base on the floor, right? And then I'm just cool. Some people stand down and dig into that shoulder joint from the forearm side. That's juicy, right? And everybody kicks back, pushes back, and stands down into downward dog. Yes. And then we roll forward into a tiger pose. Woo. Tiger pose is flex spine plank. Very strong, right? Very tough. Shoulders are over the wrists, but the spine is completely flexed. Navel deep, ribs active, shoulders joints long, shoulder blades wide and wrapped around the rib cage. Beauty, super strong stuff. Then when the pelvis drops, you soften your elbows, you check in with your strength, right? Check in with your wrists, spread your fingers out, maybe twist a little. If your pelvis is far enough back, it's okay on your lower back if you keep your elbows bent. You don't want to straighten your elbows with the pelvis far back. Of course, that will compress your lower spine. So as long as we're bent elbows, the pelvis is farther back for a few reasons. One is to protect the wrists, number one. It's a lot on the wrist. Thumbs forward is better. What? Thumbs forward is better when you have a lot of weight on the wrist. Fingers spread, thumbs forward. Oh yeah, definitely. Then when you slide your pelvis closer to your wrists, you can then straighten your arms and feel the effect of easing into it gently and making it feel juicy, allowing it the time and sense to go into deeper places. And back we go to the dog and rest and kneel down, cross your toes and put your toes by the heater for a moment. Woo! Oh my God. I paid a lot of money for very, very K2 survivor mountain climbing boots. And they like, oh yeah, it's so warm. I'm like, my toes are freezing. These boots don't work. Okay, but that's okay. They're sexy. They look warm. They cost warm. God. All right. Hey, let's keep going. Let's cross the ankles, spread the fingers so that the thumbs are forward. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So that you can base your inner palms and flex up. You cross your ankles this time, for real. So you can hook your inner ankles together and get some inner leg up into the inner rib. Yeah, ooh. Press. Can you do baby presses close to the floor? Sure. Can you do high presses close to the sky? Sure. Whatever you want, it's all there. Your choice. Both are best. Get tall, get hot, drop in. Natalie! I didn't forget you, babe. Who could forget Natalie? I'm not going to forget Natalie. Natalie's back. Back from Paris. Ooh. Oh. All right, guys. Let's do a little bit of core, please. We're going to slide in, press in, slow it down, take it to the limit. We're just sliding to sit, ankles crossed, pressing, flexing. What? Flexing here? Yes, like a crow. Flex, press, shoulders over the wrist, thumbs forward, push it. Ooh, personal limit. Whew. Then you come through. Cross, ankles crossed. So it's easy to bring your hands back and just slide through, lift your pelvis back. Bring your hands back and slide through, pull your pelvis back and sit down. Beauty. All right, we'll go for the toes. We'll pull back in. Make sure the toes are still there. Yeah. All right. And then we'll cross strike. Check the upper core, connecting the lats and the obliques. Get the ribs into the belly. Feel your belly core. You keep working the belly core, and then you're going to start to feel your pelvic core. Right? They're naturally connected, so let's find the pelvic floor. Some of us sometimes can't totally feel the pelvic floor. This will get you there. There we go. And of course, start to bend the knees a little bit, like we're kicking. Start to activate the legs a little more. Right? And then start to lean back. Get the back ribs. Start to warm up the lumbar and lower back. Good, guys. I'm not crossing my ankles, my feet are apart. I'm looking for balance right now. I can activate my legs separately. You can too. Find your inner leg, base of large toe, inner arch, but up to the inner heel, inner ankle. If we have time to feel it, breathing the inner calves, inner knee tissue, feel the inner thigh, and start to find your inner seat. Inner abs, get behind the waterfall, the transverse TA sheath, abdominis, deep abs up into the spine, cortex, and we start to bicycle a little. I just put my hands together, make a prayer. My back will hold from my core. Okay, good. Okay, now watch my mudra real quick. I don't want to slow you down, but when the backs of the fingers touch, let's try that. Then the fingers interlace back from the back. They interlace from the back, fingernails touching. And each finger finds its own finger pad. Clear? Good. Then we turn it around. Fingers point down. Index to index, middle to middle, ring to ring, pinky to pinky. And the thumb pads touch also. What's the difference? The fingers pull, it's a lock, right? It's like a puzzle lock. And the thumbs push. Fingers pull is joints, guys. Thumbs push is core, is muscle. Yay, it's subtle and it's real. Good for you. Let's learn and grow and share, right? We'll download it, we'll activate it. Natalie's coming back in again. And we'll transmit it, we'll teach it, right? Pulling, push, pull, dynamic, reverse engineering, reverse laissez, entrelace. Now, when you're sitting down, your ankles crossed, those pulling fingertips go right between your legs. The thumbs keep pushing. Yeah, just a little support on the core. What's happening physiologically is that this reverse interlace activates your muscle, activates your hug. It's external shoulder joint. Regular lace is weak, or if you try to reverse it, it internalizes the shoulder, which is fine, it's a stretch, but it's not a hug lock. It's opposite of that. But this is a hug lock, shoulders drop. It's very core stuff. Beautiful. Fingers pull, turn on the ribs. Thumbs press, turn on the muscles between the ribs. So then, what else is this good for? Across the other ankle, feet together, whatever. But when you let go, hold on, but when you let go, you're gonna feel your pelvic floor. Some people don't totally feel it 100%, or we squeeze our bottom and our back. And we're like, oh, that's my bondage. Let your back, that's why it hurts. You gotta find just the small muscle. So when you let go, you go, oh, go ahead. That little feeling, that's Mula Bandha. There you go. Ooh, something to share with somebody. My back's gonna start to hurt. I'm off the ground. I'm not stabilized, so I can't do this forever. Neither can you. So let's get a little shirt or a towel or whatever feels comfortable or warm. Get on the back a little bit. Oof. Get on the back a little bit and keep going. Just a little bicycle. Now my neck is starting to strain, which makes me tighten my jaw. I don't want to strain my temples. So interlace behind your head. Normal lace, nice basket, right? And hold your head and keep going. Elbow towards knee. Elbow towards knee. Good. Exhale on the twist. The back will max out. You fatigue the muscle, the nerves will feel this compression, the pressure from the strain of the muscle. So the fatigue, it needs more oxygen and blood. So let's just chill out. Bring the elbows down to the sides, the fists over the elbows, right? And then twist. If the elbows are on the floor, the shoulder blades are on the floor. If the fists are over the The wrists are over the elbows, and you've stabilized the shoulder joints, and which will help activate the side body ribs to help strengthen and force the twist on the spine without straining the back. So try to work the core to feel where your ribs connect to your belly. Put your head down and look away from the knees. Inhale, transition, exhale, activation. Inhale, knees up, exhale, twist. Now, some more trigger therapy. If you take your elbows a little higher than your shoulder line, it's not easy. It feels like it's pinching. It is. Take your elbows a little higher than your shoulder line. You know what your shoulder line is across your chest? Then take your elbows higher than your shoulder line. Then push your palms 90 degrees straight down and compress your shoulder joints with your shoulder blades lifted off the ground. I will repeat that just in case. You want to watch first. Your neck is strained. Lace your head and pull your head. Whatever they told you to do or not do, I'm saying do it. Pull the tension out of your neck. Ooh, just be careful. Ooh. Keep pulling as you do your core twist, but it's all neck stretch now. Super slow-mo. Ooh. If it gets hot, back off. Let it recirculate. If you get a hot spot, it just is burning because it needs oxygen and blood. So just back off and come back in as it recirculates. The heat will stop. The hot will stop. Okay, now here's what I was saying, just in case it's fun. We're hitting the floor work. The elbows go down to the floor. Pound your tatami. Ooh, if you don't have tatami, probably don't do that. And then the elbows go higher than the shoulder line or high up as they can on the floor. Fingers spread out. Wrists are in line with the elbows. That's 90-degree elbow. And the palm goes straight down the awkward way with your shoulder blades up. Your head's up, so your shoulder blades are up. So, feel that compression on your shoulder joint. There's nothing wrong with your clicky shoulder joint itself. It's the hypertension in the dominant tissue muscle around the joint. Once you release that tissue, you'll be amazed how regenerative the joint can respond and become malleable and aligned and strong and dynamic again and stable. Anyway, head can go down, but it's a little pinch on the neck. That's why I keep the head up. Your call. And if you really want to put the head down safely, you lift your hands back up, which will drop your shoulder blades. Then you can lower your head down and not strain your wrist. Then straighten your arms over your head. Take your hands interlaced normally over your head or palms up lace. For internal shoulder joints, I think we talked about that. I'll talk about it again. If you interlace normally and invert your palm out like we do, like a basic stretch, that will internally rotate your shoulder joint and give it a good compressed stretch when you try to straighten your arms with your hands to the floor over your head. That's a good thing. Wonderful. The opposite of that is the hug in. So you work less shoulder joint and more core rib strength. So that means reverse lace. Do you remember that? The backs of the fingernails touch one another, and then the fingers interlace. So you're looking at your fingertips from your palm side. Are we clear? Good. Then the thumb pads press one another. Now you start to pull apart on the fingers and push together on the thumbs, and see how much joint you can feel from the pull, joint stretch, and feel how much navel, wherever ab core, rib core you can feel when your thumbs push together. It's subtle. It becomes more feelingful as we continue into the practice. Then now you can't see me, but if you take boat pose right now, like a Ardha Navasana, like a half boat, my back's on the floor, my legs are in a boat, and my arms are emulating that diagonal forward line. And I pulse down a little bit as I pull my fingers apart on the reverse lace and push my thumbs together. Just see what's going on there. Then bring your arms and legs up to the sky. Then lower your legs forward slightly and your arms all the way back. Lower the legs diagonally forward to get the sacrum based on the floor, to activate the lumbar and protect it while working it. It's a little bit of an arch in the lower back. with the sacral base will stabilize the pelvis to protect the spine. Now the reverse lace is up over the head. Remember, everyone, the shoulder joints rotate out on this mudra opposite to the regular lace up. So you've got this full external shoulder joint, and that drops the shoulder blades down towards the ribs, which pulls the side body super long without compressing the neck from the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades are down in the ribs from the externally rotated shoulder joints. You're pulling your reverse lace lock fingers, which fully activates the shoulder joints and lengthens the side body so good. And the thumb pads press together again. You might feel a little heat around your navel and certainly your lower back, just from the strain, from the effort. So I'm going to go back to my reverse lace. My fingers point down between my shins and hug as if I'm hugging my shins. My knees are bent, but not into my chest. Why? Because I'm kicking forward like I'm trying to get up, but I'm not getting up. I'm just creating a resistance to get a nice long pull of the ribs off the spine, and of course in the back, and the shoulder blades wide, the shoulder joints long, and the reverse lace, of course, has the external shoulder joint, which drops it and widens the shoulder blades, which activates the ribs, which works the spine. And all the while, because of this position, we're working the core with a little cradle as we work more up onto the sacrum, the feet more towards the floor, and eventually we come back up into the boat. But we can't straighten the legs because we've got them slightly locked, but we could kick a little bit, but don't slip your hands off yet, just a little bit, and maybe longer hips, a little extension on the hips, max out, max out, max out. Now that we're up, well, come on up whenever you can. We're balancing up. If you can, just come on up any way you can. So good. So now we're doing this now. And if everybody else hang in, please, for a couple more breaths. You got to stay in it as a team. You got to stay in the pose for a few until you feel what's up. And then we're getting so much pull from the hugging arm, locking the leg. Is this too detailed? Sleepy? And then let go. Feel your sit bones come together. And if they do come together in this way, your bottom muscles don't squeeze, your back releases, the hips are relaxed, and then the navel can draw back because the pelvic floor activates the abdominal core. So if you activate your sit bones together without squeezing your bottom and your back, then the navel naturally draws back to the spine, and you're gold. That's the golden moment of true bandha. And extend the legs if you can or not, feet on the floor or in the sky, whenever you like. Beauty. Then let's take a break and come on down to our backs. I'm making this up, right? I'm making this up as I go. I'm just so grateful that you allow me to do this with you. I love it. All right. We're thinking on our pelvis. Thinking on our feet. Ooh. Now, what I'm not making up is that the bicycle is preparation for the scissor. Because just like proper massage and body therapy and mechanics, the bent knee is going to protect the back. So bicycles are prepped for scissors, like straight leg kicks, scissor kicks. So this is nice. So we don't do too many because we have something else to do. So touch your elbow to your opposite knee a couple of times. All right, let's move on. Now, straighten the legs up, please. Straighten your legs up, good. Now lower your legs forward. Create a little arch in your lower spine, but don't break your back. Come back up, come back down a little bit. Find your sacral base. Find your sacrum basing the floor. Okay, now we'll do some scissors. Ooh. Is that too strong? Hey, do little baby scissors up in the sky. Little baby scissors. Elbow towards opposite knee, just a little bit. Don't do too much. Just do a little bit. Ooh, look how little I'm doing. I'm almost nothing. Or you can start to go a little stronger. Now bring your knees to your chest and rest. I'd like to take it into a different, more slightly interesting direction. So let's rest the back for a moment. Rest the neck, head down, knees to the chest, right? Then we'll put the feet down, lift the pelvis up, stretch the core like a baby bridge. Stretch your core, strengthen your back while decompressing the tension in the lower spine. Ooh, Beauty. Okay, good. All right. We'll do one more therapy. Knees towards the shoulders. Why? Because you, as I've said before, if you don't know, knees towards the shoulders, that means wide position. That will relax your hips and drop your tail, lengthen your lumbar spine, make space in the spine joints, and thusly make us relax the lower back in the QL, quadratus lumborum, lower back muscles. Then drop one leg down. Drop one leg down. Please pull one knee into your shoulder. If you're looking for hip compression, yeah, you can pull it into your chest, but I'd pull it towards the shoulder in this instance, just to protect the nerves. And then twist the knee across. Oh boy, you can't see me. It's too darn cold to move around here. I'm not doing my job as well as I could. So let me just show you. One leg is down, one leg is across. Take your Thai dancer, which means thumbs up, back toes up, back knee bent, so that you have an understanding to catch your back foot, hold your lunging thigh, and lean back. Ooh. And really release the lumbar tension. Ease both spine and muscle. Then release that, come onto your back again, and your knees towards your shoulders. Any questions, just unmute yourself and ask me. I'll repeat I can demonstrate again. And then drop the opposite leg and then come across in your twist. This is the basic style, right? And bend your back knee, toes up, thumbs up. Cool. Thai dancer. Catch your back foot, catch your lunging thigh. Inhale, lift your chest bone. Exhale, lean back. For your own delight. And release. When you're ready, or stay there longer, and then when we're ready, we'll come to the next thing. Pretty good. Yeah, I know. You can stay there a long time. There's a lot to let go of. It's beautiful to stay in that pose. I totally get that. So stay there longer if you want, and then when you're ready, we're going to go to the next thing. Okay. All right, so the next thing is this. Here's the last little part. Some of us already know this sequence, but I'll just show you again. We do a little bicycle. We're holding the head up with the laced hands. Not too much. And then we twist a little bit. So it's a longer sequence. So we just twist elbow to opposite knee. Exhale a couple of times. Good. Right? Then we take the boxer's prayer, which means we're not holding the head anymore. We're just putting the fists together like you're gonna box, or like you're covering your face. And then you take some scissors. You start to twist your shield mudra, your elbows and fists together. You start to twist towards the lifted leg a little bit. Ooh. Very nice. Nice long psoas core there. Ooh. Nice strong. Ooh. Compress. Release. Okay, good. Now we're going to cross. Now just bring your legs up so you can relax your lower back. And then cross strike. Inhale, exhale, cross strike. Inhale, exhale, cross strike past your thigh. Just reach past your thigh. Ooh. Ooh. Good. All right, now we're going to scissor a little bit. Lower one leg down. The same side arm's going to reach across the other thigh. You cover your temple with the free hand, with the opposite hand. Inhale, cover your temple, legs up, head down the spine, rest your neck. Then exhale, slow flow to the other side. The lowering leg and the crossing arm, same side. Work that into the opposite lifted leg core. Good. Inhale, head down, legs up. Take a breath, release your neck. Exhale, cross. Inhale, release the head. Legs up, release the lower back. Exhale, cross. Try to reach till your shoulder blade comes up. Inhale, shoulder blades, head down, legs up. Exhale, reach across, shoulder blade, head up. Find that twisting waist, get that side body. And then rest for a moment and rock your spine forward and back. I'm going to have you either sit up and watch me or keep doing it. And then when you're done, you can sit up and watch me. I'll wait. Yeah. Then when you're done, you can sit up and watch me. I'll show you one little detail. If you want to keep training, you sitting up is fine. You can also lift your feet and watch me. If you want to work a little more, stay hot in your core, I recommend, but whatever's fine. Now here's the other part. Whatever you're doing, I'm going to show you something. A lot of people will be pulling with their arm, which is really working their upper back and maybe some chest, but not so great on the neck. So what I'm suggesting is that the side that lifts, that side, upper side rib body is what contracts. So squeeze this upper core, these oblique, these lats to pull the shoulder blade up. So that's what pulls that up. And then you drop the opposite leg, right? So I'm going to come up and be like, I beg your pardon. You drop the same side leg, so you're going elbow to knee. So if I'm squeezing this rib and I'm slapping, I drop the same side leg, which anchors my core on that side, and then I activate it and it pulls my shoulder blade up. But that's hard on the neck. So first, we would do that nice long neck stretch. Slowly finding the tight spot and holding it. Right. Then activate that rib. Right. More than pulling the head. That's why I do boxer's prayers. I'm not holding the head. I have to work that rib. And the leg draws down to help me lift that core, right? It's actually a cross core. It's like an A-frame, the psoas, but the inner head of the thigh crosses up through under the abs, the pelvis, the abs, the breathing diaphragm up to the lower front spine, right? And the lower floating ribs a little bit. So, yes, let that whole side body pull up from that base leg that lowers down. See if you can do a few of those and find that feeling from the rib to lift the shoulder blade more than really working the neck. Work the body. And then you stretch the core, you max out. You just rest, lift the pelvis, and do a baby bridge. If you did that and you feel the lower back, go ahead and lift the pelvis, right? Okay, take your neck, you're good. All right, now I'm going to cross my foot over my thigh, but right above the knee, so not the ankle, but the outer blade of the foot's on the thigh, and the foot is really past the knee, but the ankle's flexed for sure to stabilize the outer knee. Then we lift the pelvis, put the head down, draw the hands down, lift the pelvis, then pull the cross leg knee down a little bit, get in that hip, and also rotate the sacrum from the hip to the sacrum, and keep lifting the pelvis and decompress a little bit on the standing sides of the sacrum, right? Because if the sacrum's twisting to the left, it's going to take pressure off the joint on the right. And then sit, or whatever side you're on, we'll do the other side. So not your ankle on your knee, unless that's all your hip will do, then it's fine if that's your best. But and that's fine, we'll work towards the next best thing, which is getting the outer blade of the foot on the thigh. The foot, not the ankle. The actual edge of the foot is on the thigh bone, right in the middle of the thigh. Yes, and the toes are past the knee. Very loose lotus. The toe, yes. Okay. Then you flex the ankle strong, toes towards the knee. Then the knee goes down. You check your hip, the upper knee. Yeah. Then you lift it. Well, you have to put your hands down, lower your head, protect your neck. Hands down, head down, pelvis up. Ooh, knee over the ankle. Get the heel kicking your pelvis up. Work the leg. Pull the heel towards your bottom and feel the pull of your psoas core. Repeat. The kicking standing heel pulls towards the hip And the pelvis comes up, you get a longer, stronger core if you don't get a cramp. The back of your hamstring, you're not warmed up like I just did. Oh, nice. Okay, let's rock up. Stretch out again. Starting to freeze up a little bit, so I'm going to heat up my back leg one more time. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to cross the same foot over the same thigh, the same flexed ankle. I know I repeat a lot of my mini sequences. It's called a system. So hopefully it's not too boring for those of you that have practiced with me a lot. But flex the ankle, toes past the knee, come up onto your foot. Bring your hands behind you so you don't fall, but you can base, right? Turn your fingers backwards. Why? Why would you not turn your hands forwards right now? There's no reason not to. It's just a different thing, right? If you turn your hands forward, you internalize the shoulder. The shoulder blades don't come together, and you can push up. It's a great stretch on the shoulders and the wrist. But eventually, please turn your hands backwards. Let your shoulder joints rotate outwards. Let your shoulder blades come together. Let your heart bone come up. Let your lumbar extend, right? And let your hip bend. Then lift the pelvis up. Remember the ankles flexed. Yeah. Yes. Outer foot on the top. Yeah. Lift your pelvis up. Get your shoulders back. Great. Drop your knee towards, well, that's probably too deep right now. Let's not do that. Okay, come back down. Sit down. Let's do this instead. This is fun. Sit down. Reach through your leg like you're hooking. Reach through your leg like you're catching your leg. Right? Basic, right? Yeah. Just reach through. Only this time, we'll lace the shin. We'll interlace the shin below the knee. Yeah. Right there. And flex your ankle. Flex your ankle and pull in. Pull your chest in to the outer knee limit, outer IT thigh band limit. Go towards the deep hip. Yeah. Okay, good. Some people like to rock that. So if you can keep your ankle flexed, some people like to rock it. And eventually, you pull the knee into the chest. No more rocking, lying down, and then you push the sacrum to the floor. So as you pull your knee into your chest with your ankle flexed, then you simultaneously push the sacrum towards the floor. That deep piriformis, deep hip, right? Then, this is hard for me to teach because I feel like people might not understand it, and then I'm a little worried about it. So why don't you rock up? This is a detailed thing today, kind of for teachers, but for your own body training, your own body, our own body therapy, but also there's a lot of teachers in the room. So do your stretch while you watch me. Flex your ankle, foot over the thigh, not the ankle, the foot, and then you're stretching. Now watch me, please. Now what I'm going to do, excuse my inside, backside, but I'm going to reach around my thigh from the outer leg side. My thigh, not my shin anymore, my thigh, right? And then the other side, the cross leg side arm, is going to push my thigh out to take the pressure off my outer knee, anterior cruciate ligament, outer knee tissue, and deepen my hip. But that's not a great hook. So what I need to do is go through, as I'm pushing the thigh of the crossed leg, I'm clasping my fingers through my leg. It fits way better instead of going over my shin. Clear? So I'm wrapping the back thigh from the outside. I'm pushing the thigh close to the knee or whatever, but the thigh. And I go through the leg to clasp my fingers, or however I want to clasp my hands, like a trophy, like a champion. But I need to push the thigh out, right? And then as I pull the knee into the chest, I push the cross leg thigh out. Then finally we do the same thing and put it all together by pushing the sacrum towards the floor. So we're pulling the knee into the chest. We're pushing the cross leg thigh out, which also drops the shoulder blades, by the way. And then which activates the ribs and protects the shoulder joints and the neck. And then we push the sacrum into the floor. Oh, deep piriformis, yummy. Clear? Semi-glaze? Demi-gloss? All right. Okay. Then if you rock up in that mudra, you can really work. You can still push that thigh. It might hurt you a little bit, so don't bother with that. The other way, there are many things to do, but the other thing we can do right now while we're here together in this pose is to take the hands out and drop the foot to the floor. The cross-legged foot just goes to the floor. Boom. The squatting foot, thigh, outer thigh goes to the floor. Boom. Right? Like an Ardha Matsyendrasana. The difference is I haven't put my foot into my hip yet. It's still kind of 90 degrees. So it's forcing me to work a little deeper in my hips. If you can't see that, but yeah. Foot is out still. From here, I didn't move the foot. See, still there. That's 90 degrees now almost on that knee. And then when I lean into it, it's a different kind of a thing. It just bases me better and gets me into my active cross-legged hip. Now, if you want to do like a little maricha, it's kind of like, you hook around the shin. You hook around the shin and you put your hands down, just like you're putting your hands down wide like this. Yes. Give this nice wide press, like the wide press we do. Work the inside, the front. Good. So then you drop your forehead to your foot. Clearly, you've got the hip compressed as you pull your leg in towards your rib. So you've got that compressed hip massage as you go into that forward press. All right, I'm not going to remember the sequence after this, so I'm going to stop right here and come up eventually. When we do come up eventually, what we can do is notice I can just drop what they call the fire log in these modern yoga culture, but you can drop the knee. One ankle is already at the knee. That's a plus. That's already there. The other knee is already, remember we kept the 90-degree knee on the bottom? Remember this? When that drops, right, you already dropped in. Now you already have two ankles and two knees on one line. It's hard to get students to do that. That sequence does that, and it warms up the hip for that action. What hip got warmed up? The one on top, the active one, because that's the hip that you work in this pose. Clear? Yeah, not that smart, but it's right. And then the thighs roll out up by the hip. Hands way up the top of the thigh, rolling the thighs out, grounding the sit bones, rotating the hips out. Grounding the sit bones will allow us to bend, fold from the hip joints, protecting the back. But right now we're probably feeling the left hip flexor and piriformis deep C that we activated so deeply to set us up to understand this pose is not just the hip opener when you set it up. So the hip is the key that opens the deep C, which will stabilize the core from the back. Oh, why? Because the piriformis connects the front of the sacrum to the outer head of the thigh bone. It's a direct connect. It's like an arm bar. It's like a stabilizer from the sacrum to the leg bone. Anyway, it's important. Oh, and it also, the main sciatic nerve passes through that muscle from the foramen, the hole in the sacrum. The nerves come right through there. This is the whole thing. So this is what protects us in the winter. When it gets a little tight, that muscle locks up. It's going to be hard to walk when you wake up. You know what I'm talking about? That pain down the back of that nerve pain down your student's back of their leg when the snow falls. This is the stretch. Oh, and that's enough because my knee doesn't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to counter pose now. If you, stay in that pose for a long time. And then when you want to come up, we'll do the counter pose for the knee and the hip, which is this. All I'm going to do is take that upper leg and fold my legs. All I'm going to do is take that external hip to the internal hip. Take the pressure off the knee, put a little compression in my hip to massage it. Then I'm going to turn my hands backwards, right? So I can bring my shoulder blades together, lift my chest, right? Hands back, like we did before, right? And then I would like to see you flex your ankles a lot, stack them up, flex your ankles, guys, and then move your heels forward a little bit so the knee is a little bit closer to 90 than 45, whatever. Good. Then set up your little front rib, little shoulder blade, and pelvis up. You're balancing on your outer shin. Just lift your pelvis, stretch down from that hip down that, whatever you feel, down that outer thigh a little bit. Then, if that feels good, that's cool. Some people will sweep an arm back and go more into a side plank kind of thingy. You know, whatever feels good. You can just pulse it. You can work that arm, strong side body, long shoulder, short shoulder. Get strong in your arm and your shoulder, and then you come down eventually. Stay there and keep doing it. I've never tried that extended leg thing. I don't know how you're doing that. That's incredible. I would fall if I did that. Oh, I don't know how you straighten your leg. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. It hurts my elbow, my wrist. But you got it like that. You do that. And then I'm gonna sit down and suggest that we open into a diamond. Just open it up now. This is a little sequence. It's simple. It's a good time to do it. Just open a diamond, make a yoni body mudra, make a goddess symbol, a symbol of receptivity, of receiving. Strength is receiving, right? It's receiving strength. And then we go forward. Be careful on your knee, but you know, if it hurts your knee, bring your feet closer to your pelvis and go more onto the hips. Again, if it hurts your outer knee, just pull your heels towards your pubic bone and then go in. That's more hip. If you make a bigger diamond, you get more lumbar. If you get more lower back, you make a bigger diamond. You can also do your arm lock now, guys. You can reach through and catch your outer foot. Reach through your inner leg and catch your outer foot. Yeah. You reach through and catch your outer foot, and then pelvis side to side, sit bones back. How far back? Until the elbows touch the floor. Or the elbows touch an extra rolled up mat. Whatever gets your elbows pressing against something, your forearms. That's when you can bring the shoulder blades back and bring the heart bone forward on the next inhale. And exhale, the forearm will stabilize your back to go into this release point. And extend, holding the feet. Oh, straighten the legs, but don't let go. Is that possible? Yeah, I'm doing it. Hold the feet and try to straighten the legs. Ooh, 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 ooh. Notice your elbows come together like little butterfly wings. Elbows come close together. If your feet are closer together, elbows conjoin, shoulder blades drop wide. It's a juicer. It's an hourglass. It's beautiful. Decompress the shoulders, joints, and the tension between the shoulder blades and the ribs, or inside of the shoulder blade. Okay, now you're going to help me do the second side today. We're going to finish, we're not finished, but we're going to do the second side. So the second side looks like, the sequence looks like this. We come out, we cross the foot over the thigh, flex the ankle, we reach through the leg, like that. We lace the shin and we pull in. Foot's just on the floor. Yeah. Yeah. Flex the ankle good. Protect the knee. Activate the shin. Protect the outer line. Do the outer band. And then some people like to rock it. Some people like to take it down and rock it a little bit. Forward and back. Ankle stays flexed. Both ankles stay flexed. The kicking ankle also stays flexed. Activate the shin there as well. Then pull the knee into the chest and push the second down at the same time. Take a breath. Then I'm gonna kick forward but not let go. So that I'm kind of starting to rock up towards my sacrum. I'm rounding the lumbar. It's convex. There's no lordosis. There's no curve in the back. It's just rounded. Yeah. Right. I think it's a posterior tilt on the pelvis, if I'm not mistaken. It's nice, stable core. I stretch on the back. Beauty. Then when you want to come up, you can come up. So you can watch me show you the same thing I showed you before, which is just I will let go and go behind the thigh on the outer leg. Right? That's all. Just gonna arm bar. I'm just gonna hook that thigh. The other arm is just pushing the thigh out like you're blocking. Just push that thigh out, but you can't really clasp. So you got to go through the leg a little bit like we did before. But this time we're pushing the thigh out with the forearm close to the elbow and close to the inner thigh close to the knee. Then we clasp the hands as we push, pull. And the free leg is 90-degree knee, 90-degree ankle, and a very deep hip. And then the sacrum goes down as you push the thigh out. So there's 3 points of tension. We're pulling the knee into the chest. We're pushing the cross leg thigh out, and we're pressing the sacrum down. Fine point. Pinpoint is flex both ankles. You can rock it. Then you can also rock up and keep that mudra. So if you have the trophy mudra and you're not clasping your hands like that, that's good too. I'll show you when we come up. We can also do the trophy mudra, like a champion mudra. Like, yay, champion trophy, like that. 45, 45, thumbs stay locked to the index, and it just goes boom. That's also martial arts for elbow strikes. So, but whatever. And then we come up. That's what makes the arm very strong to the rib. This mudra in the hand, which is why the elbow is so strong, is it stabilizes the shoulder blade to the rib. So this is cute. This is cute. This is power. And so it transfers to our stabilization in our yoga. So when we push the thigh and we pull the thigh, we clasp the hands, and then we can go in the chest forward here, pushing the thigh out, facing the stance, pulling, pushing, chest forward. Beautiful. Okay. All right. And then I forgot what else I did, but then there's a few other things that we might have done, but ultimately we dropped the foot. We dropped the cross-legged foot down. Boom. Now the lunging, as we mentioned before, the lunging foot stays that way. Yeah, so you stay on that perpendicular to the spine, or across the front line of the mat. And then instead of dropping in right away, we arm lock the leg. The foot gets pushed, the ankle gets pushed against the thigh above the knee. We lock it in, and we have this wide press stance, which is kind of nice. So my wrist is close to my ankle. See what you're doing there. What are you doing? Oh, a little bit different, Catherine. Am I just videoing Catherine as the main frame? Because you know what I'm doing? Somehow, Masha, we've got Catherine on the main screen, and that's probably how it's videoing, and I do not know why. But that's what I see. Do you guys see Catherine as the main picture? You see me? Okay, good. Good. Then maybe we can YouTube this and you can share it with your friends. Okay, good. Now, yeah. So now that we're kind of hugging the shin like a maricha, but it's too wide for that. You just put your hands down. I wouldn't clasp my hands. Oh, Catherine, we're not putting the foot by the hip yet. It's not like this. It's still 90. It's still way leg bar. So then it kind of creates this hip compression. When you hook your shin, your foot's way off to the side still, just because when we were up here, teachers, it just dropped, it stayed in this position. And then you lock it out and you put your inhale, exhale, head down to the foot. Yes. And maybe flex that, yeah, ankle. And what a hip. You know, in Japan, we can't talk about people's bottoms. It's too direct. So we don't talk about ass. We just say nice hip. Japan, oh, nice hip. Like, oh, that must mean that area. We know what we're talking about. You have a nice hip. Really? I have a nice hip. How the hell would you know that? You're good. I had to explain to me. They're not talking about your hip, dude. And then you drop the knee towards the ankle. Oh, golly, holy moly, shamoli, guacamole. You feel that, dude? I don't know. Don't do it. It's deadly. Then so, yeah. And then we roll the thigh out. Flex both ankles. Hey. Yeah. Roll the thigh out and ooh from the hips. Sit bone slides back. There's my deep hip, deep seat. Ooh. Could you go on and on forever? Yeah, you could do it all forever and ever. Please, whatever you want to do. Beauty, yeah. I'm not feeling strong today. This is a strong stretch. So I'm going to get out. I think my body's just can't warm up enough in this minus weather. That's my excuse. But anyways, it's very cold. So I'm going to move on. My body's not quite up for the super deep yin hold. So I'm going to counter that, stack up my ankles comfortably. Why? Because my inner heels are touching one another and the inner base of my large toes are touching one another. That with my ankles flexed, I'll repeat just in case, inner heels are touching one another, inner base of the large toe bones, metatarsal ones are touching one another, and the ankles are flexed neatly. Thusly, the ankle bones don't dig into each other. It's pretty good. You get it? And then the knees come together. Ooh. And the hands turn back and go back. And then the shoulder blades come together. The chest bone comes up. And the pelvis comes up. Oh, get that outer thigh, whatever you're feeling. Your long core, that upper leg side. Hug your leg in. Create resistance on your long core band. Lift the pelvis. Whatever you're feeling, that sexy waist. Remember, for detox and digestion, it's called the waist for a reason. It's the waist. It's waste that we want to release from our colon. Let's get that nice lean waist with a really healthy body. Please, step by step through the skin, through the fat, through the salt, through the water, through the tension, through the toxins, whatever. The muscle core layer is in there, and we're refining down till we get closer and closer to cleansing the body and getting the lean fat ratio that is optimum for our particular body set, DNA, lifestyle, climate, etc. Good. Then some people will brush the upper leg side arm back and go up to that side body. You know, a very subtle refinement of that lower side body, which you can compress a little more shoulder, check the strength of your shoulder. If the nerve pinches a little, it means you need to slow down and hold long and short fibers, nerve muscle fibers. Just keep working it till they integrate. Good. And then open the diamond. Beautiful. Nice, guys. So nice. And I apologize to those of us that are together, but I can't see you. We'll keep working on these new Zoom upgrades to these rotating gallery views, etc. So embarrassing. I really had a hard time today. I seem to have a hard time every time, but today was a new level of hard. So then we're coming forward. Again, I must say, if the outer knee feels strained, you need to back off and pull your feet towards your seat and then just go more hip groin. Your outer knee, outer band is not too tight. You feel okay. The longer diamond is the deeper back. I'm going to reach through the leg like we do with our arm lock. Go for the outer feet and walk the pelvis side. I'm catching the outer foot, literally. My heel is off the ground. I'm resting on the back of my hand. Why is that significant? The taller the ankle, the deeper the hip. So if you elevate your feet on blocks, you're going to get a heck of a hip stretch, right? So that's a little slightly elevated ankle, a little deeper hip. Elbows towards the floor, sit bones back, like pelvis side to side. Elbows down, shoulders back, chest forward. And release the head. Oh, if you're getting the dig from the ankle bone into your palm, move your hands more towards your toes, and you won't get that pain from the ankle bone. Okay. So as I prepare for my teacher's training, my first online teacher's training course, with the help of you, also Masha is very good at organizing and going through all the documents and coming up with good outline. I appreciate your help and everyone's help. By practicing together, it's helping. And I thank you for allowing me to teach a lot of details. As teachers, if I were you, I'd be eating it up. I'd be like, oh yeah, please teach me something so I could teach something more. I want to teach more. But thank you if that's not your cup of tea entirely, to let me teach details. I don't do it every time, but I hope, and please give me feedback. You can give me private feedback. You can contact me. I'm at Yogic Arts, at TikTok, at Twitch, at Instagram, at Facebook, at YouTube. It's all Yogic Arts, at Yogic Arts. Easy to find me, chat me, or just search my name, info@yogicarts.com, yogicarts.com website. Chat me up, say, hey, I don't like your teaching style, or I like what you're doing, but I don't understand what you're doing. And then I'll be happy to talk with you if you're interested. Oh, now try to extend your legs. Try to hold on to your feet and extend your legs. Oh, golly. Feel the widest shoulder blades possible. As they press, kind of wrap around like a hand in a glove around your outer side rib a little, feel that wide wrap of blade around rib from the inner elbow basing and the long pull from the kicking feet on the shoulder joints. Oh, get into that. And let it go eventually. We lost a lot of time on admin technical things. It's 9:00 now. It's been 2 hours according to your schedule. I don't know if you have something else to do. I could teach forever, but I'll teach a little more in case you have time. If you want to take Shavasana, relax, please relax. It is the scheduled time to finish if you have other things to do. With respect, namaste. Please rest. If you have a little more time to practice, I'm just intuitively taking Ekapada Virasana. I'm just folding my leg back on one side, and then again, crossing the ankle. I think I skipped it on the pelvic lift on the second side. Did I? Did we skip this on the second side? Sorry, go ahead and do it now. I think we did both sides, but maybe not. But right now, I'm feeling like I worked enough, and I'm folding my leg back, and I'm just, you can do that now. And I'll wait. But eventually we'll fold one leg back and we'll cross the foot over the outer thigh, really. And the toe does go perhaps beyond the knee. It's very loose, right? And the loose lotus moves away from the hip and towards the deep seat, right? So then we just go in a little bit. If that hurts your outer knee, roll up a blanket or something under your thigh, not the knee. Or don't push so hot close to the knee, push by the hip. That will protect your knee, or both. Okay. I'm leaning towards my kneeling side, but I'm pushing the cross leg side. I don't know how tight your outer thigh band is, but if it's anything like mine, you got to be a little careful here. But I'm going to try to put my upper arm against my bottom of my cross-legged foot. If it will stay, I don't know. You can go more ankle, whatever, and get more hook. I don't know. But if you can, you go a little bit, one hand on the floor, one hand on the cheek. Try to hook your foot a little bit. If your body doesn't want to do that, then you can just push the floor with two hands and twist towards the kneeling leg like this. This is also fine. Just push the floor and twist. If you're not going for the hook yet, feel a compression of your rib against your pelvis. I understand that. It's hard it takes time to make space between the rib and the pelvis. That's a different game, getting taller. But yeah, so get where you get, and let's get into the breath. Hopefully you're feeling the lower back release point. Okay, connecting to the outer thigh, the deep hip. Beautiful. All right, the other version of that looks like this. I am in the very remote, deep mountains, and I tell you, I don't know if you believe in parallel dimensions or ghosts or just presences or people that live their whole life here and like to stick around in the spirit body or whatever their deal is. I hear people singing, or I hear some people talking in the distance, but there's nobody here for sure. And I know it's not deer. I don't know why I hear these things. And then we come back, the other option's a little stronger. We go back to where we were earlier, and all I'm going to do, I can tell you this, whoever lived here before, I have all their photo albums. I have their whole life. Life just stopped here, and I got all their stuff. It took me 2 years to clean this place out. So I saw their whole life in photos from when they were young to when they had kids, grandkids. I saw all their photos. They're really into photos here. And I could tell they like to sing. I could tell there was a lot of kids around. And I tell you, I hear people singing all the time in the distance. It must be my imagination, but it sure does sound clear. So the next thing is we hook, if we can, up here. We get really deep in that waist. Ooh. I'm holding the floor behind me so I don't fall backwards, don't fall further onto my hands. And I'm working, and I'm working. And if you eventually, maybe not today, but if you could get higher up your arms to your foot, then maybe you could hold the floor and then just kind of lean into that a little bit. Just on the floor, just a little more crunch. Ooh. You don't have to kick the foot up, just a little lean into it. Ooh. And in a more dynamic practice, maybe in a different time, we could take those into arm balances. I'm not doing that now. Beautiful. I'm going to release that. I'm going to, before we do the other side, if you're still in the game, if you're in the Shavasana game, that's a beautiful play to unfold. But if you want to do the other side of this sequence, the short sequence, I'm going to suggest we release whatever we're holding on to by means of deep conscious breathing. Releasing whatever we don't need, which is basically whatever's not attached to the body, or whatever's not indwelling within its energetic field on some level. As yogis, the material things are just nice. Just makes life nicer, but they're not required ultimately. And then we fold the other leg back. We cross the foot over the thigh. We flex the ankle. Whatever. And if the knee's okay, we push that thigh a little bit as we lean towards the kneeling side. I just folded one. I'm just doing the other side. Yeah. Okay. I think I've taught enough. Whoever wants to do that can do it. Gorgeous. Then, if you want to slide your foot a little more outer thigh, get maybe more hook so that it will stay. When you twist a little, start to try to reach towards the side that the twist, you're going into the kneeling side. Twist a little bit. You feel that compressed waist. You're just detoxing by means of releasing core tension in the muscles, which is blocked energy or weakness. And we just, if that means if the rib is pressing against the pelvis, that's not necessarily core tension in the musculature, but elongation of the lower spine. We'll take the rib and releasing of the hips. We'll take space between the rib and the pelvis. Then that would be the release of the core tension wherever we're holding it. I was just saying that if the rib presses against the pelvis, that's not necessarily releasing core tension. That's maybe a result of a compressed lower spine from back lumbar tension. But the point is to release the tension by sourcing it. Then we can identify it, breathe through it, choose the stretch on the side that we need the most to release it. And then we get the elongation and the stabilization to create the space. And then perhaps the rib, like create an alignment, could lift up and over and not press against the pelvis. Simple things. Then once we organize the body by releasing the core tension, which will reactivate, my 3 R's in my training program is to release, reactivate, and realign. The 3 R's. This is key. It's not just me. I mean, probably all smarter masters will teach like this. It's my guess. I know a few that have, in a way. So we have to release the core tension, which will create the reactivation of the muscles as long as strong, they can fire and function. And then we go from release to reactivating, releasing the tension, reactivating the muscle function, which creates the alignment of the joints by means of the proper activation of muscle, which pulls the bones into the joint alignment space, and then the body fires in its mechanical design. Right? And then, so now we're going wherever we go. We'll just finish today with what we started. Eventually, one hand on the floor, one hand on the elbow on the foot. You take a cheeky pose, literally, cheek in the palm, tongue in cheek, twisting. So, yeah. And then if you feel to do whatever, the next one would be to take it up, eventually back to where we kind of started with the floor work, and do whatever variation that just as we finished today to feel the effect of the practice, which we know as yogis or any kind of athletic practice, that repeating the same function to feel the whatever depth we got to, or whatever awareness or activation we achieved. Repetition is key to understanding. There's 2 signs there's 2 plaques on either side of the Guru's chair in my particular Indian ashram tradition of my female enlightened Guru Master Mama. When I was growing up, Guru Maya Chidvilasananda, the Siddha Yoga lineage, but anyway, the awakened the siddhas, they're like Buddhas, they're awakened, the magic masters, the alchemists. One of the sign of very ancient traditional Indian, at both sides of the throne, you're talking about the goddess, right? Or the leader, the teacher. One side of the guru's chair, the seat of the teacher, says only those who obey can command. The command gland, the command center, the sixth chakra, the third eye. Ajna means command, right? But in order to command, we have to surrender. So obey is a loose term for surrender, to understand, or I know, the mantra of awakening I. So the other sign on the other side of the Guru's chair says, what does it say? Oh gosh, I forgot. Oh, forget it. Only those who obey can command, and the Guru is the root of all action. And remember what Guru means. It doesn't just mean sensei, but it means what it says. Gee, you are you. Sharon Gannon, Jiva Mukti, that's not my line. And then we go into our deepest twists. Storytelling, sharing experience. That's funny. It's interesting, perhaps. And it's finished with the same sequence, a little bit deep, but if you happen to get your arm higher up your arm to your foot, you start to really detox in the lumbar, then you could maybe drop in and just take that wide press we've been talking about, work the inner line, work the front body, right? With the front chain system, pecs, biceps, lats, obliques, yummy, core, juice, release back chain, release back body, and again, drop in to whatever, wherever, and reassess today's effects. I'm going to stop there. Take a comfortable seated position. Thanks for being a trooper. Thanks for staying in. Those of us that are still here, if you needed to leave, and that's fine too, but now I'm going to leave. And so, stay forever. That's my theory. Just keep showing up. As the masters say, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up on the mat. If it's a yoga shala, if it's a dojo, if it's a prayer rug, a meditation cushion. But keep showing up also means keep coming back. Stay forever. Right? We just keep reincarnating and perfecting our action as the same spirit, or whatever, however we perceive the sense that we've been here before, that we've known each other for a long time, that we know where we're going as things become clear. Exhale, activate center. Inhale, spread the wings, expand the energetic field. Pranamaya kosha, energy body. Exhale, close the front and the center inside. Inhale, open the side and back body. Exhale, close front and center. Inhale, open side and back view. And integrate. From now, total proprioception is yours to claim. Full circle awareness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste. This is my way. Have a good time. I see you soon. Thank you so much for your patience and your dedication and your practice and your presence. I love you. I see you soon. Thank you so much. Ciao.